Elon Musk confronted a 10-year-old female genius. What happened next shocked everyone. It was supposed to be just another day at Tesla's cutting-edge AI lab. Reporters, investors, and a few select guests were invited for a behind-the-scenes glimpse of Elon Musk's latest advancements in artificial intelligence. But no one, including Musk himself, could have predicted that a 10-year-old girl would steal the spotlight, and almost his thunder. Her name was Lydia Park, a prodigy with a reputation for dismantling scientific theories and rewriting algorithms in her spare time. Already a viral sensation on YouTube for solving complex math problems faster than most AI systems, Lydia had been invited by Tesla's PR team as a publicity stunt to showcase Musk's tech. But before we dive into what happens next, I'd love to know, where are you tuning in from today? Drop a comment below and please like the video. Thank you. Elon Musk wasn't thrilled. Cute, he said dismissively when his assistant mentioned her. But let's not let the press get distracted by sideshows. However, when Lydia walked into the lab clutching a tablet covered in hand-drawn equations, Elon's casual demeanor shifted. She immediately walked up to the display model of Tesla's latest AI humanoid, Optimus, and began running calculations aloud. "Your neural network architecture here," she said, pointing at the bot's chest, "is suboptimal for real-time processing. You're losing milliseconds on decision-making because your loop algorithms are outdated." The room went silent. Musk, standing nearby, raised an eyebrow. "What do you mean outdated asterisk?" he asked, his tone sharp but curious. Lydia didn't flinch. "Your predictive models rely too heavily on reinforcement learning loops. It's like training a dog to sit, but forgetting to teach it why sitting is useful in a larger context. If you applied my formula," she said, holding up her tablet, "you could cut processing time by at least 15%. The room erupted in whispers. Elon Musk, the man who had practically defined modern innovation, had just been schooled by a 10-year-old. "Let me see that," Musk said, snatching the tablet. He scanned her equations, his expression unreadable. After a tense moment, he looked up. "This is interesting, but where's your proof?" Lydia smiled, unfazed. "I can reprogram Optimus right now if you let me." Elon hesitated, his ego visibly wrestling with his intrigue. Finally, he nodded. "Go ahead." The next 20 minutes were nothing short of legendary. Lydia, standing on a small stool to reach Optimus's interface, rewrote entire sections of its code while explaining her logic to Musk and his team. "See, if you reroute these pathways, you eliminate redundant tasks. And here, by integrating quantum probabilities, you allow for faster adaptability." When she finished, she stepped back and said, "Run the simulation now." The room held its breath as Optimus powered up. The bot executed the same complex task it had earlier, assembling a car engine piece by piece, but this time, it was noticeably faster and smoother. Musk's jaw tightened. He hated being outsmarted, especially in his own domain, but he also couldn't deny brilliance when he saw it. "All right," he said, folding his arms. "You're impressive, I'll give you that. But tell me, what's your endgame? Why are you here?" Lydia's response stunned everyone. "Because you're doing it wrong," she said bluntly. "You're building AI to replace humans. I'm building AI to enhance them. Imagine what Optimus could do if it didn't just assemble cars, but helped humans solve unsolvable problems, like curing diseases or exploring deep space. You're thinking too small, Mr. Musk." For a moment, Elon said nothing. Then he laughed, a rare, genuine laugh. "You're bold. I like that," he said. "But you're also wrong. I'm not thinking small. I'm just realistic." Lydia shook her head. "Realism is just another word for limiting yourself. Genius doesn't play by those rules." The room erupted in applause, and for the first time, Elon Musk looked genuinely impressed and maybe a little intimidated. Later that evening, Musk tweeted, "Today I met a 10-year-old who might just be smarter than me. Watch out, world. Lydia Park is coming for us all." The tweet went viral, sparking debates about the next generation of innovators and whether Musk had finally met his match. As for Lydia, she received multiple offers from top universities and tech companies overnight. But true to her nature, she turned them all down. Instead, she announced her plans to launch her own AI startup with a surprising investor. Elon Musk himself. "I don't like being proven wrong," Musk admitted during a joint interview with Lydia months later. "But I respect it. Genius recognizes genius." And thus, an unlikely alliance was born, shocking the world yet again. Months after Lydia's groundbreaking encounter with Elon Musk, their partnership became the talk of the tech world. While Tesla and SpaceX remained Musk's primary focus, he allocated a significant portion of his resources and attention to Lydia's startup, which she boldly named Neuronetics, a nod to the human brain's neural networks. Together, they began working on a project that could revolutionize AI forever. A hybrid AI system that didn't just assist humans but actively collaborated with them in real time. Lydia's vision, dubbed the Symbiotic Intelligence Initiative, aimed to create technology that merged AI and human cognition seamlessly. The project promised breakthroughs in medicine, environmental sustainability, and even space exploration. Musk, known for his notoriously demanding personality, struggled at first to adjust to Lydia's confidence and insistence on equal footing. During one of their brainstorming sessions, he challenged her on a proposed neural interface design. "This approach is too risky," Musk argued. "If the system overcompensates, it could disrupt brain activity instead of enhancing it." Lydia, barely looking up from her schematics, responded, "That's why you need to add a feedback stabilizer. It's in the notes I sent you last night. Did you read them?" The room fell silent as Musk, caught off guard, smirked and nodded. "Touché," he said, admitting defeat for perhaps the first time in his career. The media couldn't get enough of their dynamic. Headlines like, "Musk's protege pushes boundaries," and "The 10-year-old outsmarting Silicon Valley" dominated news cycles. Critics, however, questioned whether Musk was simply leveraging Lydia's genius for his own gain. To address the speculation, Lydia held her first public press conference. Standing on a podium, with Musk seated behind her, she confidently addressed the crowd. "Let me be clear," she said, her voice steady. "I'm not here to be anyone's sidekick or puppet. Mr. Musk and I share a vision for the future of technology, but Neuronetics is my creation, and I will ensure it stays true to its mission, to make humanity stronger, smarter, and more united." Musk leaned into the microphone with a grin. "For the record, I'm just along for the ride." Behind the scenes, their collaboration wasn't always smooth. Lydia's relentless pursuit of perfection clashed with Musk's penchant for taking risks. One night, during a particularly heated debate over the beta release of their AI interface, Lydia finally lost her patience. "You're rushing this!" she exclaimed, slamming her tablet on the table. "If we launch without fixing the glitch in the emotional recognition algorithm, it could misinterpret user intent and cause serious harm." "And if we wait too long," Musk countered, "someone else will beat us to market. You want perfection. I want progress. There's a balance, Lydia." Realizing he had a point, Lydia sighed. "Fine. We'll launch, but only if you let me oversee the final testing personally." "Deal," Musk said, extending his hand. The launch of Neuronetics' first product, the **Symbiose Interface**, was nothing short of a global phenomenon. The device, a sleek wearable neural band, allowed users to interact with AI in ways never before imagined. Doctors used it to perform surgeries with unprecedented precision. Scientists accelerated research on climate change solutions. Even everyday users found it transformed their productivity and creativity. But not everyone was thrilled. Governments around the world began scrutinizing the technology, fearing it could become a tool for surveillance or control. Protest groups formed, accusing Musk and Lydia of playing God. During a tense congressional hearing, Lydia was called to testify. Despite her age, she handled the grilling with remarkable composure. "Symbiose isn't about replacing humanity," she said firmly. "It's about empowering it. Fear of innovation has always existed, but so has progress. The question is whether we let fear hold us back, or use it to ask the right questions and move forward responsibly." Her testimony won over many skeptics, but the challenges were far from over. Musk, impressed by her poise, privately admitted, "You handled that better than I ever could." "You just need to trust me more," Lydia replied with a smirk. As Neuronetics grew into a multi-billion-dollar company, Lydia's role as its leader became undeniable. Musk often joked that he was her unofficial advisor, though anyone who worked with them knew the truth. They were equals, pushing each other to greater heights. In the years that followed, their partnership became the stuff of legend, reshaping the tech landscape and inspiring a generation of young innovators. And while Musk remained a towering figure in the industry, even he couldn't deny that Lydia Park had become the new face of the future. As Neuronetics continued to flourish under Lydia's leadership, Elon Musk found himself increasingly in awe of the young prodigy. Yet, a nagging thought began to creep into his mind. His own son, XAEA-12, was growing up in a world dominated by brilliance and innovation. But how could he ensure that X tapped into the same potential? One evening, over a private dinner with Lydia and a few close Tesla executives, Elon casually brought up the idea. "You know," he said, sipping his wine, "you and X would probably make a great team. He's curious about everything, just like you." Lydia, busy sketching out an idea on a napkin, didn't even look up. "That's great. Curiosity is important." Elon smirked. "I'm serious. You should meet him. He's only a few years younger than you, and I think spending time with someone like you could spark something big in him." Lydia finally glanced up, her sharp eyes narrowing. "You're trying to outsource your parenting to me, aren't you?" The room erupted in laughter, but Musk leaned in. "I'm trying to make sure he learns from the best, and right now, that's you." Reluctantly, Lydia agreed to meet X, though she was skeptical of Musk's motives. The following weekend, the two were introduced in Elon's sprawling California estate. XAEA-12, or X, as everyone called him, was a curious, wide-eyed boy with a mop of dark hair and an endless stream of questions. "Hi," he said shyly, clutching a futuristic drone he'd been tinkering with. "Dad says you're like super smart," Lydia smirked. "He exaggerates. But let me see that drone." For the next hour, the two bonded over tech, with Lydia showing X how to improve the drone's flight stability. By the end of their session, the drone was zipping around the estate faster and more smoothly than ever before. "You're really cool," X said, grinning. "Can you teach me more stuff?" From that moment on, Musk made it a point to orchestrate more playdates between Lydia and X. Initially, Lydia found it amusing, but over time, she noticed something remarkable. X wasn't just curious. He had a natural aptitude for engineering and an imaginative mind that complemented her analytical approach. During one of their sessions, X came up with an idea to incorporate AI-driven sensors into everyday toys, creating a line of products that could teach children STEM concepts while they played. Lydia was impressed. "That's actually genius," she admitted. The two began collaborating on the project, which they dubbed Neuronetics Junior ***, a spin-off aimed at inspiring the next generation of innovators. Musk watched from the sidelines, a satisfied smile on his face. However, not everything went smoothly. X, like his father, had a stubborn streak and often challenged Lydia's methods. "Why do we have to follow all these steps?" X asked during one brainstorming session. "Can't we just skip to the fun part?" Lydia crossed her arms. "Because skipping steps leads to mistakes. Trust me, I've learned that the hard way." "Well, maybe mistakes are how you learn faster," X shot back. Elon, overhearing the exchange, chuckled. "Sounds like someone's been paying attention to my life philosophy." Despite their occasional disagreements, Lydia and X formed a strong bond, one that surprised even Musk. X's ideas became sharper, and his confidence grew under Lydia's mentorship. In turn, Lydia found herself inspired by X's unfiltered creativity and willingness to think outside the box. Months later, during a Neuronetics board meeting, Musk proudly announced the launch of Neuronetics Junior, a collaborative effort between his son and the 10-year-old genius who had once challenged his own ideas. "It's not often you see two minds like this working together," Musk said, beaming. "The future's in good hands." As the project gained global acclaim, Lydia teased Elon one evening. "You planned this all along, didn't you? Making sure your kid had an unfair advantage by sticking him with me?" Elon shrugged. his trademark smirk in place. Guilty, but hey, it worked, didn't it? Lydia rolled her eyes but couldn't help smiling. X's growth, and their shared success, had become one of the most rewarding parts of her journey. And deep down, she knew that as much as she had taught X, he had taught her just as much in return.